We just started the first episode of season 2 of Skyheart.
Wow.
Let's go.
Can I get a
Wow.
woo from the players?
Woo!
Yes, of course. Wonderful, wonderful. Right, so I'm here joined by my wonderful friends. Wonderful, amazing players that survived the first season somehow, in a manner that is best described as somehow. Let's go from right to left. We have Scottzilla playing the wonderful 4th level cleric?
Cleric.
Clarlock.
Audible wink.
Verdite, yes. Hello,
Yeah.
Scott.
Hello.
Then we have Savian playing the wonderful 4th level sorcerer, Chelsea.
You forgot to post the announcement for the game in your server.
I forget a lot of things, and then Sev reminds me, and I am forever eternal grateful for it. I am an idiot. While Oceanex playing the wonderful Nim, the 4th level paladin, says hi to everyone. Let me quickly text him.
Hi, hello, I'm Nim. I'm the hot one.
So she
Hang on,
says.
sorry. Let me get into character. Oh my god. Like, I'm totally the hottest one in the party. Just so you know. Listen, I'm really pretty. I'm an elf. I'm a paladin. I've got awesome armor. It's like so hot, and I've got this really cool glaive that I just went up to this guy and he just gave it to me, and then I chopped his head off with it. It was awesome.
It was a present.
It was, yeah. He just thought that I was so pretty.
That was a thing that happened.
You know what? I'd spent that entire fight with my eyes shut. I believe you 100%.
Yeah, you were. Oh, yeah, you were meditating the whole
The
time.
season 1 finale boss, by the way, for new to know. The season 1 finale boss was this night guy with this big glaive that was magic.
I got bullied.
I bullied him. We
A little
bullied
bit.
him, but like
Yeah.
it was mostly me.
And just a lot of bullying. Except for the only one who didn't bully him was Verdite, who
Yeah,
spent
but
the
I
whole
just sat in
time
the corner the whole
meditating.
time.
Yeah, Yeah.
The season one finale was the night was the Pepe Frog meme where he's like laying down on the floor and he has all the girls above him like.
Actually, you know what? You know what it reminded me of? That JoJo meme of everyone stomping the dude.
Yeah.
That's and the other guy just sipping a
That is
tea
what
and then
happened,
stands
yeah.
up and goes to stomp the dude as well. Yeah. Also, joining us is also Raining Blades playing the 4th level monk. Well, sorry, the 4th level drunken brawler that is Cathis.
Hi everyone.
He's also driving, so bear that in mind. Let's fingers crossed that he doesn't crash. Beep beep! Don't fucking beep beep me. All right, so my friends, you went through season 1, and during that first season, well, at least the latter part of the first season, the party gathered along with Ozzy, the ship's engineer, airstone engineer, you know, the one who keeps the ship actually flying. You went you went into Tirana to, well, the crew was divided into 2 teams. Let's go with that. It's much easier. One team went to find information on the Skyheart, that it was secretly kept by the royal family of the Magmis Queendom, and then this group of
Yeah.
fine individuals went to retrieve some authorization somehow to pass the air storm, this gigantic magical storm that is very difficult to pass, and there's only a couple of routes through the storm that are actually safe. And the party managed to secure not one of those routes, but one that is less safe, but opened immediately. But it was, unfortunately, due to the sacrifice of one of their friends, Ozzy. He did not make it. He was melted down by a black dragon. Indeed. Oh yes, Nim was so broken up about it.
Yeah, truly terrible.
Truly
He's
terrible.
Aussie.
Wow.
Then, after bullying my final boss for the season, the party returned along with the other party. Both of them with information. There was a funeral for Ozzy. Everyone was big sad. Nim was there, and then the ship departed. And now we return. It's been a few days. Actually 2 days. The ship has left the Magmis Queendom, not wanting to get involved with anything to do with the civil war that is still happening, even though, this party technically gave the rebel army a nuke, a magical nuke, but, war will last for a little bit longer, so the party decided, nah, we'll just take what we got and leave.
Look, okay, we offered our services and in return got what we wanted.
Yep.
Indeed. Why am I stuck in slow mode?
Slow mode?
Yeah, for some reason I'm in slow mode. That's not good.
What does that mean?
My chat is in slow mode.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
Hi, Katie
Okay.
C. Welcome to the raid. Hi, how are you?
There we go. All right. So, as we were saying, it's been a couple of days. The crew of the Windcaller has been sailing, and eventually they docked in a city. Oh, I just got a villain point. Yay!
Boo!
Yay! That's what a great start to the season. Immediately a villain point.
Gorlon. Of course it was Gorion.
Of course it was Gorion. He's my cousin. Nepotism. As I was saying, the party has been docked in a small town called Drakengard, And on the second day since leaving the Magnus Queendom, the crew is all called and gathered for a very special conversation. You're all gathered in a mess hall, and the mess hall is literally just the biggest table where people can eat.
Yes.
Yeah, well, everyone sits. It can fit everyone, so it's fine, right? You gather there. What?
If the page will load for me.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. It might take a tiny little bit, only because it's a big page, with the whole freaking ship. But hey, it took me days to make this map. I'm gonna use it as much as I can.
And it looks amazing.
Thank
does look
you.
Yeah.
Get loaded now.
I know you love looking at this map, right, RB? You'll next session you won't be driving, hopefully. All right. So, as you gather up, the captain sitting at the head of the table with Thalric, the first mate, standing against the wall, arms crossed, this old dragonborn just watching everyone. The captain looks at all of you and goes, "So first of all, good job on your missions, everyone. Even though we lost Ozzy, at least we got some very good information. First of all, congratulations to Nim, Chelsea, Kethis, and Verdite for getting us a passage through the airstorm. Even though it's not one of the secure routes, it's still a passage through the airstorm." She gives you not a wink for each of you, but a general wink for your group.
Nim winks back.
And now,
Finger guns.
congratulations to the other group. Congratulations to Kayla, Vingnir, Fizzarella, Durgan. Wait, it was just this. Yes. And Sammy was there too. Yes, and Sammy.
Sammy was there too.
Yes. Everyone forgets Sammy. He's currently keeping watch, so that's why he's not here. Because they managed to uncover some very important information on the Skyheart.
Well,
Oh. Well.
The diary of the one captain who found the Skyheart.
Gasp.
Captain Orivin Valdris. While it wasn't in a great condition, we combed through it, myself and Thalric, and we found some pertinent information on how to find the Skyheart. Apparently, the very first part that we found pertains to the location of where the Skyheart might be. And that is more than a lot of people have been looking for in the last few hundred years. Because everyone assumes the Skyheart is somewhere in open skies, but we just learned that it's moving within an airstorm. And considering there's only 4 major airstorms in the world, that kind of narrows down where the Skyheart might be, right?
Captain, question.
Yeah.
Did you say moving within an airstorm?
Apparently, yeah. She gives you this big smile. She kind of looks excited.
Well, that like
Carry on.
seems a little bit dangerous.
Oh, it's very dangerous. Too dangerous, says Thalric as he just shakes his head. If we spend enough time within an airstorm, we're gonna die. Simple as that. Yes, well, that's why we need two other things. According to Captain Orivan, he was guided by a compass that, and she like pauses for a moment, and Thalric continues. Apparently, the compass whispers of lost paths, or whatever that means. Yes, apparently there's a compass that is able to maneuver us through the air storm. We find the compass, we find a way to find the Skyheart. Yeah, it still doesn't take care of the fact that the storm's gonna crush our ship. Yeah, but if we find something that prevents the storm from crushing our ship... Eh? She just looks at everyone like...
do you know where to find something to protect the ship?
Yeah, so there's the thing. No, not yet, but we can start looking. Like, here's the thing, Nim. We didn't actually plan on searching within an airstorm, so we didn't actually plan on reading up on that kind of stuff until now. So I think what we should do, and Thalric kind of agrees, is we first should focus on finding that compass, and while we're doing that, we can search for a way to protect the ship from the airstorm. Once we get that, we just have to figure out which of the airstorms is the one we need, and then we can find the Skyheart. I don't think we've ever been closer than this, everyone.
It's true.
Just picture the
That's correct.
What? Sorry?
I said if the map is correct.
I mean, the diary. Yes.
The diary, sorry, yes.
I mean, it came from the one dude who found the Skyheart, so I would assume so, unless it's a forgery. But I mean,
It could be.
Thalric and I checked it out. It seems legit.
Okay.
All right, that is the good news. Now we have some bad news. And Thalric go, it ain't bad news. It's just different news. Move over, Captain. And she like grumbles and stands back as he switches over. You see this large white dragonborn just sits down, arms crossed, looking around at everyone. I've been sailing these skies for 800 years. I'm old, tired, and going into an air storm, I ain't got it in my bones anymore. So I'm officially stepping down as first mate and retiring.
Retiring?
Yeah.
You mean you're heading, like, you're not gonna be sailing with us anymore? You're gonna go be a landlubber?
I mean, I sure shit ain't going to no air storm. Cathis, I'm nearly 900 years old. I ain't going to last in one of those. This is a young man's game. And that's why I'm appointing a new first mate. The captain agrees on my choice. And then you see him slowly look back towards Cathis. Cathis, you're going to be first mate from now on.
Get this?
Whoa.
I. What?
There's a condition, though.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. So, as all of you know, we lost Ozzy. We need a new engineer. I happen to know a retired engineer who might be able to help us. He's right here in Drakengard, that's why we docked here. Ozzy was a great engineer. We need someone equally as great. So what we're going to do, Cathis, is very simple. You take whoever you need, and you go get us a new engineer. But there's a catch. You have to do that without drinking a drop of alcohol. I want you sober during all of this, just to prove to me that you can be sober while you're working as the first mate of the ship.
Nim has her head in her hands like,
I know, Nim, I also feel like doing that, but it's for the best. Can you do that, Cathis?
I mean, yes, but why me? Dark, sir, formerly, sir.
I'm still the first mate, dumbass, until I leave.
Still, like, yeah.
Listen, I sure as shit ain't putting Durgan on the job. It's like, hey, what the fuck's that mean? You know what I means. Show of hands. Who wants Durgan to be first mate? You just see Fizzarella, like, slowly raising her hand, but very confused, like, should I raise my hand? And then Vignir...
Is anyone batting it down?
No, yeah, Vignir, the quartermaster, the Goliath quartermaster, just slowly reaches to her hand and lowers it. Yeah, screw you guys. Cathis, you have seniority, experience, and when you're not drunk, you got a good head on your shoulders. That's what we need, and that's why we need you to take up the first mate position.
Kethis turns towards the captain and says, Captain, you sure about this?
She gives a little shrug. Like, after Thalric, I guess you're one of the people I trust the most, so why not?
All right then. If that's what it is, then so be it.
But remember, you gotta stay sober throughout all of it. Nim,
Right, and when you say sober,
Nim, Chelsea, Verdi, I know you usually hang around him. If he drinks a drop of alcohol during all of this, you'll tell me, right?
Yup.
I suppose.
So fast. Good.
okay. No drops of alcohol starting when we get to the on the dock, right?
Cathis, starting on this moment right now, no alcohol until you find a frickin' engineer.
this is gonna kill him.
Or it'll make him better. Either one works, honestly.
I just have a backup first mate idea, just in case.
Oh?
Just in case.
Uh-huh. Would that happen to be you?
Got it.
No.
Oh.
Gathis, can you do it or not?
Aye, sir.
Good lad.
You can trust me.
That's a good lad. All right, you form up a team and go talk to my buddy. He's retired. He's too old to be the new engineer. But from what I heard, he has 3 trainees that might be able to do it.
Okay,
All right.
seems straightforward enough.
Yeah, we'll go talk to him and bring back an engineer. Any means necessary.
Uh-huh. Right. I'm going to go pack up and get ready to get my retirement. I didn't call it vacation. It's retirement. Get my retirement in order. Good luck. And he turns around and just leaves. The captain, looks at Kathis. I know you can do it, buddy. And then she leaves. just leaves.
Really inspiring confidence there.
So, as the group I'm going to put you here. There you go. As the group, everyone gets back to their positions. Chelsea, Verdite, and Nim. Apparently you were assigned to Kathis to be on alcohol duty.
As people are leaving, does Kethis hear any gossiping and chitter chatter?
Okay, roll me a I'm going to roll a perception for you. Because someone's driving and can't do things like roll dice.
Unbelievable. Imagine playing D&D and you're driving.
Imagine playing D&D and not having the satisfaction of rolling that. That's a 19.
That's what D&D stands for.
It's one of the D's, exactly.
Dungeons and Dragons and driving.
Tabletop games on motor cars.
Oh God!
Dungeons and Dragons and Divers and Dinings and Dives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my!
Yes. All right. So 19. You hear a couple of things. Biz is very confused still. Vignir is basically carrying Fizzarella while explaining to her that Thalric is too old, and you just hear Kathis as she goes, "Why Kathis though?"
Well,
and then they leave. You hear Durgan. You didn't even need a perception roll for this. Durgan just goes, "You know what? I'm proud of you, buddy."
Oh, thanks, man.
I don't think you can do it, but I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. You think they picked me because I'm also a Dragonborn?
Yeah, you think it might... Wait a minute. Nah.
nepotism.
I'm gonna go... You know what, Kathis? I'm gonna go have a beer in your memory. And he just leaves.
Have a beer in your room.
Have two. One for you and one for him.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't tell if that was supposed to be a nice thing or purposely mean.
It wasn't. Finally, you hear Kayla and Esme go. Just as they leave, they just go. All right, 10 gold. He drinks before he finishes the task. And Esme immediately goes. 20 gold. Says he doesn't even finish the task. And all four of you are just left alone with Cosmo. Cosmo's still there. Cosmo the cat.
No.
You really inspire confidence, Kathos.
You can do it.
Thanks. Well, let me let me stop by let's stop by our room real quick and then get our stuff and head on out.
Okay, I'm just gonna watch over you because I know that you've got alcohol in your room, and you're not gonna let you drink any of it.
Wow.
I know.
All right. Oh, by the way, in the meantime, Nim, I'm gonna say since you've been here for about a day or so,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say you already got your armor refitted, so you do have your plate armor on you.
Let's go.
All right. Also, just for the record, in your inventory, I gave you all a ship chest, which is
Oh.
where
Oh,
it's a weightless chest in your inventory. So whatever you put in there is automatically gonna stay on the ship.
nice.
Okay.
All right. So currently,
Wait. Oh, we have our items. So, or go on.
yeah, you have your items there. Nim, I put your halberd and your chainmail in the ship's
Ooh.
chest, so you don't have to lug around armor that you don't use and a weapon that you're not going to
Thank
use.
you.
The rest of you, I don't think you had much stuff that would be left in the ship's chest, so
Yeah.
I did put
No.
Ketz's barrel in there. Yeah, barrel of ale. There you go.
Barrel.
All right, so you
It's
go.
I guess the real reason that Kethis was picked for first mate is because he has this badass cape he now wears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have this badass magical cape. It does not flutter by itself, so it's not as badass as you think it is.
Ah,
That's fine.
that'll be the future upgrade.
We can press the
That's a different
digitation
magic
behind
item.
him. It's fine.
Oh my god, that would be awesome. Just Nim and Verdite and Chelsea constantly prestidigitating.
Tower Lurge. Yeah, Kevin's gonna drop by his room and he's gonna take out his pocket flask to say, "See you soon, good buddy. It won't be long." He kind of he places it on top of his barrel and he just sort of like just breathes a little bit, collects it himself before turning away.
Chelsea, you witness
That's the only
everything.
reason he wanted to stop by his room.
Okay. Yeah, because it doesn't have any armor anyway. Yeah. Chelsea, you witnessed all of it. As pathetic
Okay.
as it was.
And it was pathetic.
It was very. I think, let's just say Nim, Verdite, and Chelsea all witnessed this, and it was very pathetic. All right, so you make your way out of the ship into Drakengard. It's a quaint little town. It's one of the many floating islands that are basically just a whole ass town, and unlike the city you just came from, where it was civil war constantly, this is super peaceful. There's a couple of guards walking around, nothing major, and you are guided. I'm going to say Thalric would have given you instructions on how to find Duran, the old retired air engineer.
Mm-hmm.
As you reach his house, you see it's a fairly big house, considering it's not like a very well off town. Seems to be a fairly big house, but it's not super well maintained. There's not a lot of cleaning going on, but it's not falling apart, so that's a plus. Do you knock on the door, or do you try to
What's
do something?
His name again?
Duran.
Yeah, what's his name again? Duran?
Yes.
Gotcha. The air Duran.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess Kethis would just knock.
All right. See, guys, initiative. He's already.
Wow.
Yeah. See.
Do you need us to? Do you need us to make your cape flow in the wind look a bit more impressive?
Shut up for a night.
Just say we're on call.
Just say the word.
I just
Say-
imagine that. I just imagine that the peanut gallery is like constantly the whole time, just like, oh,
Yes,
look how
sir.
like you see how he knocked on that door. Woo, very first mate like very
Whoa.
impressive.
Oh my gosh, he's such a good first mate.
Ah, this is gonna be the. Kethis, you're gonna be the butt of the jokes for so
Is this
long.
is this like Kethis' punishment for driving for the session? Is he being punished for something?
All right. So, Kethis, you knock on a door, and after a while, you just hear, "I ain't interested if you're looking to sell anything."
We're here for to talk to Durin, the air engineer. We're friends of Thaldric. We work for him on our ship.
The door slightly opens, and he looks up. Are you the one replacing Thoric?
Yep, that's me.
Oh, your ship's doomed. And he just opens the door. Come in.
Probably. Thank you. At this point,
Don't mind me. I've just known Thoric for a long time. I know he runs a tight ship. He starts guiding you through the house until you reach basically a living room. And he sits down on a couch and just wiggles his butt and just, there's the ass groove. And I sit whatever you want. I'm not gonna get any drinks for you. So I hear you're looking for a replacement air engineer. Is that it?
that's right. We need a new one before we can really go any further on our quest.
Aye. Well, if I were 200 years younger, I would have joined, yeah. But I'm not. So I ain't. But, as I told Talric, I do have 3 apprentices that might fit the bill. All of them really good. All of them top of the class. If you wanna be specific, all of them are the best ones I've trained. Problem is recruiting them.
I take it none of them are particularly interested on sailing on a ship going off to uncharted lands and in search of a fabled treasure.
All of them might be, but they're all preoccupied with other stuff right now. Which means you're gonna have to talk to them. See what you can do to convince them.
That's very reasonable. Can you tell us a bit more about these 3 apprentices of yours?
Aye. The first one is Varish. He's a lizard folk, but unlike the rest of his kind, he's the type to like technology and actually learn quite quickly about it. He's not stuck in his old ways like most lizard folk tend to be. I'd say Varish might be one of the best students I've ever had. Quite a genius, that one. Difficult to work with, though, so you got to be careful. But if you're looking for the best, Varish might be it. All the other ones don't fall behind too far. Problem is, Varish is in a bit of a pickle. After he finished his training, he got hired by the academy. Was doing pretty well, apparently, from what I heard. But there's been a mishap. Something happened during an experiment. Apparently he got exiled by the academy. I think he's blacklisted by every single research group and factory. Nobody wants to hire him. And he's gone
On the island, or like
in the sector.
Or-
The academy
Oh,
has a long
jeez.
reach. That's the problem. He's already difficult to work with, and now he's bitter, so I don't know. That's Varish. The other one is Sienna. She's one of the cat folk. She's a good lass. Good heart. Not very wise, though. Tends to get into trouble. She's the type that, let's just say, if it gets her the material she wants, she'll do pretty much anything. Good or bad. Also, she's got a bit of a sharp tongue, so careful with that. Gets a little bit cocky and confident sometimes, even though he's sometimes not as good as he thinks he is. But you ain't gonna find a better thinker than her. Also, she's got a bit of a problem. The problem's not gonna be recruiting her. I'm pretty sure if you find her, she's gonna be delighted to join you. Problem's finding her. You see it, he takes a pipe and lights it up. Starts smoking this very, let's say, interesting smelling herbs. As he goes, last I heard about Sienna, she got into a bit of a trouble with the Blue Fangs. It's a criminal group in Cloudwind. I don't know the specifics, but that's the last I heard of her. So if she's still alive, you're gonna have trouble finding her. But I bet she's the easiest one to recruit. And then finally, you have Corin. Bit of an odd one, Minotaur man. Big, strong like the rest of his people, but a book lover. Doesn't like fighting. Doesn't like locking horns with anyone. He's a bit of a pacifist, from what I heard. As far as I know, he's not in any trouble, but he's been exploring. He likes exploring old ruins, pre-cataclysm ruins. He likes to find old technology, study it, take it apart. Last I heard, he's been heading off to Cooper Island. I heard there's ruins over there. You're probably going to have to go into the ruins to find him. And then you're going to have to convince him. Bit socially awkward. Kind of forgets to eat and sleep sometimes. Gets a bit too into his work. I would call it obsessive. He calls it curious. He gives a little shrug. Best 3 offers I can make you.
I see. Well, of course it wouldn't be, straightforward and simple. That's just how things tend to go.
Alright. That would be boring otherwise, wouldn't it?
True. Very true. And all of them seem to be in some sort of, well, or potentially in some sort of pickle and arrangement. And, well, really couldn't be a member of the Wind Caller without a knack of getting into trouble.
Well, it's as simple as this. To get Varish, you're gonna have to convince him. It's not gonna be easy. To get Sienna, you're gonna have to find her. And to get Corin, you're gonna have to find him and convince him.
What the
What are you guys thinking right now? Gethys looks towards the three amigo through the peanut gallery over here.
Well,
It's your quest.
I think that, there's no point pursuing someone that probably won't, have much of a reason to join us, right? For example, so we'd want to, we'd want to recruit someone who, seems like they might, be interested. For example, the girl you said who might be in trouble. Like she might want some work that, just so happens to avoid a lot of traveling. Makes her hard to pin down.
Plus, we don't have a cat on the crew yet. Well, not counting Cosmo, of course. We don't have one of those yet.
Bernite, you feel a glare from across the island.
Ugh. Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
Oh, I think you just upset Cosmo.
Oh. I'll make it up to him later.
Well, depending on how we spin things, I think each one could potentially have a reason to join. Obviously, she seems that she'd be the most interested right off the bat, but
Right.
the Minotaur, if he likes exploring and going on old ruins, well, here we are, a ship that's going different places, trying to track down lost artifacts, the lost treasure, and for the first guy, the lizard folk, if he's blacklisted from every forge in the academy, then take it don't want to say it like his job options are limited right now, but he might be more open to a line of work that, doesn't care about, why he's blacklisted.
Right. I agree.
Assuming
Those
it
seem
wasn't
like the
for
best
reason.
options right now.
But those are all three of the options then.
But the more, did I imagine that?
No, there's just three. There's just three. I only trained three.
Never mind.
Those
I
three,
can
out of the three,
out of
those
those,
three
those
are
are all
best
three good
options.
options then. So, what I said wasn't wrong.
Kath
Whatever,
just
shut
lets out a sigh. That's probably
up,
very
shut
reminiscent
up.
of what Thardik does. Thardik does. He turns to
Ooh,
Bird Eye and
he's
says, he turns to Bird Eye and says, what do you think, buddy?
Well,
You gotta.
it sounds like Varish. Weighing up the options, if we go after Sienna, we're going to have to bust some heads, it sounds like. Because if she's in trouble with some undesirables, they're probably not going to let us just walk out with her. So we're probably going to have to get into a fight if we go after her. Corin may not be in a dangerous place, but we would have to find him. Who do we have the most solid lead on? They all sound good, but who do we have the most locked-in location for? We should maybe start there.
I know where Varish, the Durin says, I know where Varish has set up shop.
Do you have any idea where Sienna or Corin could be?
I know the city where Sienna was last seen and the island where Corin went to. Where the ruins are.
Okay, so we could potentially pursue any of them, surely.
Well, we've explored ruins before and it went great, so
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, all right.
Wait. As
So
Nim,
here's my thinking.
before that, as Nim says that went great, we flash back to the eldritch horror that you unleashed. Yeah, it went
that
great.
went great. That was awesome.
Yeah. Verdite and Nim are still feeling the effects, by the way.
Mm. Yeah, definitely didn't have any lasting side effects for me. Definitely not, 100%. That have just begun to manifest.
It went great.
It seems like the most. Right, here's the way I kind of viewing it. Varsh seems like he might be the most capable or most talented, and we do have given what the captain told us earlier today, and what this kind of quest is going to entail, needing a tip shop engineer to help air storms is going to be a huge plus. And we also kind of know where he is, and it'd be easier to try and check in with him and gauge the temperature, so to speak. If, however, he's not really interested, or we don't think that, we think it's going to be too tough of a sell, we can always then pivot to trying to track down one of the other.
That's
But
true.
he, at the least, he seems to be possibly the most promising of the bunch, and for sure an easy one to at least hit up first.
Sounds like a plan, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
That gives a little fake salute. Plus, the sooner we get this done, the sooner Kethis can go get a drink, so...
Yeah. You said you knew where Varish has set up shop currently?
Yeah, I know. I can tell you the location of all three, and he starts noting down the locations in a piece of paper and then hands it out. Tell them, if you find them, that I gave you the directions that you learned from me. It's not gonna help you convince him, but at least it'll get your foot in the door.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate it.
Alright, you can fuck off with my island now.
Will do. One last thing.
Aye.
You said you knew Thark for a long time, right?
Aye.
You sure you can't convince him to not retire?
He's over 800 years old. I think he's well past the time to retire, isn't he? I've been enjoying my retired life very much. I'm betting he's gonna enjoy it as well.
I guess so. Alright. That's this out of sight, then he stands up. Alright, well, thanks again for your help. Come on, guys, let's go fuck off.
Good luck.
Off we go.
Alrighty then.
That's what we do best.
That is what you do best. All right, so you head back to the wind collar, and I'm just gonna assume you tell the captain that you need to head to another place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to go through those
There
steps.
are 3 students. They are here, here, and here. None of them are on this island. We need to go there. All right. So when we get back there, I'm going to ask for help getting Kethus's barrel out of his room.
All right, all right. Who do you ask for help specifically?
Durgan.
Okay, there's like with pleasure. Kethis, as you walk down the stairs, you just see Durgan coming out of your room with Chelsea. He's just carrying the barrel with the flask on top of it, and he just goes, "Listen, buddy, this is for your own good."
Hey,
Don't need to be
wait,
sneaking
no,
any late night drinks.
that's
We're keeping you honest.
that.
Oh no, he's going robot on us.
He's turned into a robot because he lost his drink.
Wait for it. Is he gonna crash? Is he gonna crash?
Hubby?
Not crash the car. I mean the call.
I
Yeah.
hope not.
RB? Yep, there we
RB?
go. There we go. There we go. Give it a
Give it a
second. Give it a second. Give it a second. He'll be back. He'll be back soon. He'll be back soon. Well,
Hey, there he
hey,
is.
there he is. Hi.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Geth is just saying that he paid for that barrel with his hard-earned money that he didn't blow gambling.
True.
The barrel is not leaving Durgan's arms. Just keeping you honest, buddy.
Durgan, we've known each other for a long time, right?
Exactly.
And you know how much I like to drink, right?
Exactly.
And you know, as well as I do, that I know exactly how much alcohol is in that barrel at this very moment, right?
Uh-huh. I know that exactly. Every last drop. Trust me. It's gonna be fine.
Can I insight check?
Sure, I'll roll. Let's insight that it's gonna be fine, shall we? You rolled a 12. I mean, you've known Durgan for a long time, so he's probably gonna drink your barrel.
Good. I just wanted to remind you of that and how once this whole thing is said and done, I'm going to be your boss and in charge of your chores. So
Oh,
he
look,
he puts a hand on Durgan's shoulder, just pats it, and just says, "Thanks for looking after me, buddy."
look who's getting the big breaches now that he's gonna get a promotion, huh? I see how it is. And he just walks away with a barrel and the flask. All right, so with that done, Kethis, your room is much emptier than ever before. And it takes a day to get to the island, to Cloudwind, the island where Varesh is, which means, Kethis, it's been over 24 hours since you had a drink.
No one knows this because he keeps his room closed, but Gethys was like, all lizard dragon like, was like curled up along with his tail in the corner where his barrel was.
Yep. Figured as much. By the way, eventually I'm gonna have you rolling for to see if you resist the temptation of drinking.
Oh God.
It's gonna be fun. Anyway,
God.
not yet.
We need to save all of our hero points always.
Save the hero points just to resist drinking. All right. So you reach Cloudwind after about a day. The ship docks. Oh, there you go. The ship docks at, surprisingly, the docks. I know, clever name for the town. And you do get directions to where Varish has set up shop. You walk through town. You go through.
Before we
Yeah.
before we Kathis is gonna track down Verdite.
Okay.
But like before, I'm gonna say Verdite, you're the ship's healer, right?
That's right. Last time I checked.
How do I look? Am I holding things together? All right.
Verdite's just going to kind of look up at him in a sec and just be like, "Come a bit closer. Let me get a good look at you."
Kathis
No,
leans in. His
Closer,
face,
closer, closer, closer.
He leans in more.
Yeah. Verdite's just going to put like a hand on each side of Kethis's face and just go, "You look fine, idiot. You got this. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
But come see me if you get shaky or feel any strange symptoms."
Got it. Kathis says as his eye twitches a little bit. Do me a favor, bud. I'm not really sure I should be first mate, but I know no one can actually believes that I can pull off the whole not drinking bit. So look after me and do what you can to whatever it needs to be done to make sure I don't fall off the wagon. Okay. And if anything, I just want to prove people wrong, and probably
Of course.
myself more than anyone.
Of course. I've got you back. Don't worry. We'll do this. I know
Thanks,
we've been giving you a lot of shit, but I think we all believe in you deep down. It's just fun to give you a lot of shit before we, admit it.
Well, I'm not sure how true that is, but at least it is for you, buddy. I believe you. I believe you feel that way. Thanks.
Yeah.
Is Nim just in
All
the
right, all right,
corner
back
trying
to-
not to laugh?
Yes.
No, he tracked down Verdite before everyone else. First thing in the morning.
Ah, yes, of course.
Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled engineer locating.
All right. So you head to Cloudwind.
The Cloud District.
I believe you hang around the Cloud District.
Actually, you're gonna go to Old Cloudwind, and as you get there, you follow the directions given to you on the paper, and as you get there, you start seeing that the place isn't really in the best part of town. It seems like Old Cloudwind is actually very old and dilapidated and not well taken care of. It seems like nobody with a fair bit of coin likes to live in this place. But you do find Varish's workshop. It's literally called Varish's workshop. It's that imaginative. There's a sign out front in what seems to be a one-story building that is covered in graffiti. Just covered in all kinds of rude imagery, all kinds of painting, and lots of bad words. Let's go with that. Very naughty words.
What languages are the words in?
In Primordial, Draconic, Common, and some Elvish.
Whoa.
Primordial? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Kathis looks at the draconic one and just goes, "Ooh." Don't say that one.
Nim, you too. You look at the Elvish and oh my.
Mm.
You didn't hear this kind of language where you came from.
Do I speak? Oh, I speak Draconic as
I like
well.
to
Yeah.
imagine that Nim actually. I like to imagine that Nim sees a word and knows it's Elvish, but has no idea what it actually is or means.
Well, it knows the word, but doesn't know the slang meaning of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. That looks nice.
Oh, a 2-time dragon down. I wonder what that means.
Oh my god. But among those, you also see graffiti saying murderer, scam artist, sham, killer, and then, the naughty words. You also notice all the windows have been broken, like bricks have been thrown through the windows. All of them seem to be boarded up in some way, and the sign it's held up by 2 chains. One of the chains is broken, so it's literally just held up by 1 chain at this point.
Aye.
So what do you do?
Well, this isn't exactly what I was imagining, but
Well,
we can start by
Kethis is
knocking.
gonna. Yeah, Kethis is gonna do what we always do, I guess, when we come up to buildings looking for someone. It's we knock.
Yes, of
It
course.
worked out well the last 3 times.
Yeah. We just burst
Kethis,
down the door.
as you get close, you do notice something. There's a brown paper bag right in front of the door.
Brown paper bag.
Yes.
Is that it? Is it just
There's a
Is it
brown
on
paper
fire?
bag. Yes. It's not on fire.
Good.
there's nothing? Is anything inside it?
Do you open it?
Kethis is gonna. Kethis is gonna knock anyways. And just kind of.
Okay. So you just avoid it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knock the door. And after a few moments, the door opens and you see this. Well, you're used to seeing Dragonborn and Kobolds, who have these lizard-like but also very much draconic features. What you see is basically the head of a snake, an orange and golden head of a snake. But when the door opens a little bit more, you see that this head of the snake is attached to a humanoid body, a rather tall and strong humanoid body. You see the snake tongue constantly moves out, just flicking around as he looks between all of you, and then looks down, sees the brown paper bag, and he just kicks it as hard as he can towards the other side of the street. And when he reaches the other side of the street, it hits a wall and immediately explodes, and you immediately feel a very noxious, foul-smelling gas. And he immediately goes, another one. Are you here to insult or play prank?
No, actually, we were told where to find you by Durin, your old teacher.
You were sent by teacher. Like, narrows his eyes. Why teacher send you?
Well, we're looking for an engineer, and he gave you high regards, top marks, really, and also said that you were in a bit of a pickle, and we thought we could maybe drop by and talk to you and see if you would be interested in a job offer, and if we can maybe help you out, and you help us out, that kind of thing.
Teacher sent you because he says I'm good air engineer. Okay. I will bite. You can come in. But if you try to play prank on me, I will kill you.
Sounds fair.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. He turns around and starts walking inside. You all follow, I assume, and you do see as you get inside this. It's a shop. It's basically a shop. You see a counter, and you see basically a workshop behind him. You see multiple tables full of gadgets. You see a couple of airstones floating about, and unlike the outside, the inside is actually very well kept. You also see a lot of bones. You see a lot of different animal bones just scattered about. Some of them just hanging on the walls. But he just walks behind the counter and leans in. So you need air engineer. Is it for ship?
Yes, it is. The Skyheart.
I just realized
The wind
that I've
collar.
been muted.
Oh, sorry, but the wind collar.
Oh, sorry, Osho, you were muted.
No, I haven't been saying anything like extra. I've just been saying things, and then RB has said like mostly the same thing afterwards, and I was like, "Hi, that's funny that like no one's saying anything, no
Aw.
one's responding to me."
Poor OCO.
we're not ignoring you, I promise. No, but he goes. The wind collar, never heard of it. What happened to last air engineer?
Got old.
You both said something at the same time. I didn't catch it.
Well, I was gonna. Well, Bernite answered first before I was gonna say anything. So
I just kind of said he got old.
He got old.
Too old.
Uh,
Oh wait, no,
well,
I'm
he's
I'm
talking
thinking
about
of first
Ozzy.
mate. I'm thinking of first mate. Yeah, he got old.
Roll deception.
Roll deception. Oh, damn. Hang on.
Because Ozzy definitely didn't get
Yeah,
old.
no. However,
However,
he doesn't. Oh, he does have to know that.
immediately he goes, "That sounds like a lie. You are starting conversation by lying to me."
yeah. Bernite's getting confused with our first mate, who's also replaced. Look, truth be told, we need a replacement because on our
He
last
got
stop,
eaten by a dragon.
no, he didn't get eaten by a dragon.
Right, he got
There
melted
was
by
a dragon. There was a dragon. There was a dragon attack, and while were trying to run away, he stood his ground and tried to fight it.
So dragon
And then he got
attacked the
melted.
ship. So dragon attacked the ship and melted you.
No, we were on an island. We were at a port away from the ship.
Why would the air
And-
engineer be away from the ship?
We were on a mission, and the air engineer decided to tag along.
No,
Instead
the,
of staying
the
with
captain told him to come along to get some air or something.
Yeah,
And
Captain
he
thought it would be
agreed.
good for him.
Your captain sounds like an idiot. He stares
Well-
blankly at you.
wouldn't say that necessarily. It was an unfortunate happenstance. It could have happened to any of us.
So if I were to join, would Captain also give me orders that make me dead?
I don't think so.
Not for your first couple of days, anyway.
That does not inspire a lot of inspiration.
Look, to be clear, our engineer agreed to go with us on this
you're-
quest and to leave the ship.
So your engineer was also idiot. Got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Understandable.
I imagine everyone said yes at the same
Yeah.
time.
But he was our idiot.
Okay, understandable. So you want me to replace idiot engineer?
Yes, we're our quest. We're on a quest to find the Skyheart,
Oh.
a lost treasure of unknown value.
You see his eyes open up, and you actually notice for the first time his pupils. No, not pupils, like his eyelids. He has double eyelids. So when the vertical ones open, the horizontal eyelids also open, and he looks at all of you. You're looking for the Skyheart. Very interesting earstones there, I think. That would be good for research. I see.
Yeah, and we've actually done some. We've gotten a good lead on where to go, but the place that it's going to be a bit dangerous and treacherous, and so we need to find not just as you put it, an idiot engineer, but we need the best, someone that can make sure that the ship can stand the test of time. And
Does it have engineer melting dragons?
I said, Durin said, when telling us who we could look for, he gave you the highest marks.
Uh-huh. Hopefully it doesn't have engineer melting dragons.
Well, it's hard to say.
Those tend to
No
be on
one's
the
found
islands.
Skyheart, so
We do. That was probably almost certainly a one-time thing. It was very specific to the island and the port that we were in.
Understandable. I will join you.
Hmm.
But I cannot join you now.
That's great to hear, but why not?
My name has been besmirched. I cannot stand for this. Until this has been rectified, I will not leave this place. My name must be clean.
what happened?
I will set up. Very unfortunate accident. Blamed on me. Just stares. Here's the thing. You've been looking at him. It's like looking at an actual snake. You don't see emotions.
Hmm.
So he's just looking at you the whole
So-
time.
So what happened?
We were working on project. Very top secret, very important project. Project exploded, killed many people. Unfortunate accident. But then accident was blamed on me. I was banned. I was exiled. My name besmirched. You have seen the paintings outside my workshop, yes?
How
Yeah.
with them?
Unfortunately, yes.
They were not there
Not
before.
very nice.
I was respected. I am not respected now. This cannot stand. I must find who sabotaged the experiment. I must find who blamed it on me. I must clean my name. That is the only way I will leave.
Well, do you have an
how,
idea?
how are you sure that
Mhm.
it was actually sabotaged?
Everything I do is perfect. I triple checked all the calculations. Everything was perfect. Everything was going to work. And then it did not work. That means it was sabotaged. No other explanation.
People make mistakes.
I do not make mistakes. Just stares at you.
Hmm.
If you dare to say that one more time, I will throw you out, elf.
I have a name.
You are also an
I-
elf.
Yes. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I'm Kethis. This is Nim, Chelsea, and Ferdite.
I will not
Hello.
remember your names.
That's fine for now. We'd be happy to help you out. We just would need to know, how to get started. Do you have any idea of who might have sabotaged the project and then blamed you, or if it's more than one person, if it was someone on your team or an outsider?
I
Is
have
anyone jealous of your work, perhaps?
Everyone was jealous of Varesh's work because my work is perfect. My work was the best work.
Hmm.
Of course, everyone would be jealous of my work. Everyone in the academy wanted to be like Varesh. None of them were like Varesh. Master Engineer Hiram wanted to be like Varesh. He was not Varesh. He did not make perfect calculations. That's why I corrected him, and that's why he hated me. There was also Professor Ildren. He hated me because I was smarter than him, better looking than him. There was also Cedric Oros, other engineer. Thinks he was so smart. He was not smart. He was very dumb. He did not know what he was doing. I made sure he was exiled as well, because he was dumb, and he annoyed me. Did not let me work as I wanted. I would assume they might have had a hand on it.
Yeah.
Then again,
Well-
they were not as smart as Varesh, so how would they sabotage something that Varesh worked very well on?
Well, even if you're smart, you're not omnipotent, so.
This is true, Elf. Stares blankly back at you.
This is out of
Anyway.
character, but I think that might be the greatest compliment or like positive thing he's said to anyone ever.
What you have said is the truth.
Well, where would we find these people?
And probably in the academy, except for the one for Cedric. He has been banned. I do not know where Cedric is. Probably in a ditch. I hope he's in a ditch somewhere. He annoyed me.
What was the name of the first engineer?
Well, that is Master Engineer Hiram Klein.
Hiram. Okay. And then we had Professor Ildren and Cedric.
Professor Ildren Voss and Cedric Oros. Engineer Cedric Oros. Ugh, I just felt sick. I called him an engineer.
Okay. I can't imagine why anybody would dislike you. You're so personable.
No.
So if this was a very top secret project, then I'm not sure how kindly they'll take to us just showing up and just, I guess, asking questions about it. I mean, I don't even know what project we'd be talking about. They'd probably just deny its existence or something. I don't know. Like, is there any, guidance you give us there?
The project has been cancelled. I do not know the state of the information. It was called the Aether Lance. It was a weapon, a ship-breaking weapon, using ether stones and ether magic.
Ooh.
That sounds sick.
Yes, it was very sick. It could cut through a single battleship with a single blast, like it was butter, in a warm summer's day. And the knife was on fire. And made of magma.
Well, that sounds very
Is
impressive.
On the sun.
is that something you'd even be able to recreate or reproduce after we cleared your name?
Not with the Academy's resource, not without the Academy's resources. Although, he pauses for a moment, if we do find the Skyheart, a single airstorm from that would be able to power the device.
Well,
Alright. Well, I guess the heading over to the academy is probably our first stop then. Trying to get an idea and a handle of things and all the
right. Would
players
they just
involved.
allow us into the academy, or
They will not.
right? I was worried about that.
You need credentials to be allowed within the Academy, aside from the first floor. The first floor is for idiots. You might be able to get in.
That's a start.
Everyone there is
Yeah, I mean, that's
assholes.
a start.
You
We
will
can-
not be able to talk to them. They are all assholes.
I'm very good at talking to people.
You are good at talking to assholes.
Yes.
Alright.
That is a very specific skill
Sorry.
you have.
Well, no, I'm just good at talking to people, and that includes people who happen to be assholes.
I see. Okay. Suit yourself.
It's not like I enjoy
Alright.
it.
We'll be heading out then. Will you be still hanging around here?
I
Or?
am always working here. I do not leave unless I am required to catch food.
Gotcha. Alright. We'll check back with you, Barish.
He, he quite literally says nothing else. He just turns around and just goes back to work. Completely ignoring all of your existences.
Keta starts to walk out.
Alright, you all walk out into the street. And you can converse amongst each other.
No idea why Darren said he was difficult to work with.
Hmm.
Alright, what's our vibe check?
Hmm.
Probably the best, especially since we're gonna need to figure out a way to get through an airstorm to actually find the Skyheart. But on the other hand, he is rough around the edges.
So he'll fit right in with us then,
Yeah,
with our crew.
seem to let the others know to not do any hazing against him.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be very dead set and serious with his work, as well. As I guess air engineers tend to be. You know, he's definitely at least interested in the Skyheart and pursuing it for him to clear his name up, and so that's a big plus. And sounds like would probably be very content to just working with
He
himself
sounds
and the.
dedicated, so
Hmm. And that's what we
Yeah,
do need
maybe-
dedication.
Maybe difficult to work with on a personal level, but well, I mean, so was Ozzy, but Ozzy kept the ship running and mostly stuck to himself. And when it comes to maintaining the airstone in the ship, that's kind of really all you need. You don't necessarily need someone who's all bubbly and friendly, and
Right.
said dedicated is good, focus is good, and
Yeah.
I suppose the one possible hiccup is, let's be honest, there is a chance that he did screw up and that it was just an accident and it was due to a miscalculation or his fault or something, and not sure how we break that news if we discover it, but who knows, maybe things will work out okay.
I mean, by the sound of it, he has a lot of people who dislike him. Him being sabotaged isn't out of the possibility of reason.
Yeah, but
Why would
He
anyone
doesn't-
on the
dislike
other
him?
hand, he seems so sure of himself and full of himself and certain of his abilities that he probably can't even imagine. Well, he very clearly can't imagine any other scenario besides sabotage. Which is
Yeah,
like I'm saying, if it does turn out to be a mistake, well, we can cross that hurdle, cross that bridge if we get there.
We can fly through that airstorm when we get to it, I suppose. Which is what we'll literally be doing, I suppose.
Yep. All right, so
I
maybe
guess
let's head
we're
to the academy and do some recon, and we'll see if we can. Maybe Nim can help schmooze our way into talking to some of the right people, or worst case comes to
I'll
worst,
do my
we
best.
try and do some sneaky, or heck, even if we can just track down, get leads on the other guy who is exiled. He's not going to be at the academy, so even if we have trouble getting in, we at least still have, we can maybe find out where he is, and that's one potential lead.
It sounds
But it
good
seems
to
like
me.
the academy is our best bet
Yeah.
right now for first stop.
All right.
All right,
So
let's go.
I'm gonna say you ask around where the academy is, which is very easy to find out since the academy is actually the main place, the main attraction in Cloudwind, because this is basically a college town. Just
Mhm.
think of this as basically a college town. The Everfall Valley is basically the whole campus of the academy.
Do they have a mascot in sports teams?
You'll have to ask around.
Are we gonna
That
steal their
means he
mascot
doesn't know
costume?
yet. He didn't think about that.
I may not have thought about that, but I will.
It means there might be one next session.
The DM is
If-
not omnipotent or omnipresent.
If we're good, there might be one.
If you're good, there might be one.
If we
Yes.
behave.
So you head into the Everfall Valley, and as you get there, you start seeing as the houses, they all start being in very good shape. It seems like the campus has a lot of money to spend on buildings for research, for teaching, for dormitories as well. You start seeing a lot of people dressed in these purple and black robes, walking around. Many of them with books under their arms, as they're discussing things. You see a couple of flying gadgets moving around. You see multiple people casting spells, practicing their wizardry. Yes.
Magic school.
Lots of magic being thrown. Lots of wizards in here. No silly sorcerers who don't learn magic, or warlocks. Ugh, disgusting warlocks getting powers from their daddies, sugar daddies. But yes, so you see multiple buildings, and then you see the main building. You see the academy right at the top of the hill. Beautiful building, seems almost like a Gothic church in style, with these really big painted windows. These murals all over the place of multiple scholars and wizards and artificers, all kinds of magic and intelligent users all over the place. And everyone's very friendly. Like, you're walking around, everyone's like greeting you, being very nice. And as you get to the steps of the main building, the rectorate, you see a man standing in front of the building, and he goes, "Welcome, welcome. Are you here to join the academy, or are you just tourists?"
We're just tourists.
Oh, we
Now.
welcome all sorts of individuals that want to have a gander at a wonderful Iron Spire Academy. Sorry, Iron Spire Rectorate. He points, starts going off on how the building is several hundred years old, created after one of the demonic incursions. After the demonic incursion ravaged this land, the old... wow, my throat just closed up for a moment.
Nim is not paying attention.
All right.
Nim is so is he wearing one of the robes?
Yes.
Nim is very intently studying his robe.
All right. So, Nim, roll an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Elsie's keeping an eye out on the people who are casting spells.
That's an
Because
11.
people are in their magic.
Hang on.
There are no hero points. Nobody has given you
That's an
hero
11.
points. That's an 11. All right. I will say this. You have an eye for quality, and these robes are very good quality. Everyone
Okay,
seems to be
okay.
wearing they're made from very good fabrics, very well cleaned, and you do notice a couple of what might be some magical sigils, but you're not sure. Might just be patterns like for a beautiful design.
They probably have a deal with some place that you could have to buy it from them and they're more expensive.
Probably, who knows? Yeah, it's very pretty. And so, Nim, you when a bomb in a war movie just explodes and you just hear that ringing, and then your hearing starts returning.
Yeah.
That's what's starting to happen to you as you start hearing the end of the story.
Yeah.
And then everyone died, but it was all right. And he smiles. You just catch the very end of that story. So, would you like a tour of the ground floor?
Actually, there's some people that we heard about that we wanted to maybe get a chance to talk to or have a word with, if possible. We want to know maybe where we can find them or how we can make an appointment or something.
Oh, are we talking about faculty?
Yes.
Ah, well, of course. If you're looking to make an appointment, you can talk to the front desk, and they can get in contact with the faculty members and make a potential appointment if they are available.
Gotcha. Thanks, man.
Yes.
Get some bigger guns as he starts to walk forward.
You just go, but what about the tour? Oh. All right. So, you start walking into the academy, and as you go inside, you hear a voice that goes, Nim Lorakarin, is that you?
Nim freezes and turns to see who's talking.
Uh-oh.
As you turn around, you see a elven woman, all high elves look young, so it's very hard to say. But you know that this individual is older. She is dressed in a. It's also a purple and black robe, but it has more black than purple, unlike the other ones that are mostly purple than black. This individual that you know as Vanessa Voss. She is from your homeland.
Oh.
Your families have interacted before
Okay.
multiple times.
Okay.
They had a higher standing than your family.
Okay.
But not the really high standings, if you know what I mean. They were, let's just say they were a 7, while your family was like a 4 or 5. But she's met you before, and you also know that she is in her late 700s. But as you know, as with all high elves, she looks very young. She looks like a young adult. They all look the same. They just don't age.
One of my chat members just now. Shut up, 5s or 10 is talking.
And
That's Nim every day.
That's Nim all the time.
Vanessa Voss goes, "What are you wearing?"
Vanessa, it's very lovely to see you. I did not expect to see you here.
Why wouldn't I be? I'm one of the grand educators of this wonderful academy. As you know, we need to educate the little people. And she looks around. You keep some interesting company, Nim.
Yes, I'm working with these individuals.
Working with these individuals? Isn't that quaint? Is the Laura Karen family working with such interesting individuals? And she like looks from Cathis to Chelsea to Verdite and then smiles at Nim, this smug smile that you've seen so many times in so many different elves.
Oh, no.
I knew you worked with other types of elves, but Dragonborn? And whatever this is, and she looks at Verdite.
Yes, actually.
Oh, my dear, you could just come talk to your father, and he would give you better job opportunities.
I think it's important that I see other things that I haven't experienced.
Oh, you're in your rebellious phase. I get it, honey. I get it. You still look dreadful. That armor does not suit you.
Well, I've been meaning to get it.
I think she looks pretty good in it.
Of course you do. Why are you here?
I've been meaning to make some.
Sorry, I cut you off, Oshio. Uh,
There's some individuals that we are looking into who
Individuals.
reside within the academy.
Oh, students, faculty.
Both, actually.
A mix.
Wait, Nim. Don't tell me you're a mercenary.
Does this involve fighting?
Oh, mercenaries work for money. Are you... Nim, my dear, are you that strapped for money? Is that what's happening right now? Is this a cry for help?
No, it is not.
Okay. Of course it isn't, and she gives you a little wink. Well, if you're here to meet some of the faculty, I'm a member of the faculty. I'm director of transmutation. And she, gives a very proud smile.
Very impressive.
Of course it is.
Well,
Who are you looking for, my dear?
you wouldn't happen to be familiar with those involved in we've heard about an accident some time ago.
Her face, she goes from a smile to immediately trying to resist and not frown. She's doing a very poor job at masking it. Oh, you've
So you
heard
do
of
know.
it. Hmm.
What
Quite.
gets around?
Indeed. Unfortunate thing, of course, trusting in such
course.
individuals to do calculations that are beyond what their species would be capable of does end in misfortune.
So you have heard of it.
Of course. My husband should have been leading the research, but he was not given the ability to research as needed. It was quite unfair, and thus accidents happened. Unfortunate accidents. So many deaths. Avoidable deaths. Giving that job to a lizard person, no less. Ugh.
That must have been quite upsetting.
Excuse
Finding
me,
out that
why am I talking to this thing? Nim? She shoos Verdite away.
Nim is very uncomfortable
Mm.
right now.
Canthus is just kind of is kind of muttering quietly, just ask about the lead engineer.
What do you know about the lead engineer?
The exiled one? Oh, you mean Master Engineer Hiram Klein?
Of course.
Yes, Master Engineer Hiram Klein. Wonderful individual. Of course, how should I put this? For a dwarf, he does very well. He shouldn't have trusted that lizard one. That was the crux of the problem. Although I do hear they had a little bit of a beef before the accident, and word around campus is that it was because of that beef that the lizard man, let's just say, sabotaged the experiment, trying to pin it on the master engineer.
I see. Well, it's quite an inappropriate thing to do.
Yes. If my husband was lead master engineer at the time, things wouldn't have gone this way.
I'm sure.
I don't believe you've met Ildren, have you? We got married 100 years ago, but I don't think he's been to the homeland for a long time. Oh, I should introduce you. He's a peach, my dear.
Well,
Alright.
I wouldn't want to take up your time. I'm sure that you're very busy.
I do want to remind you, Ildren Voss is one of the guys that Varish mentioned.
Yes, that's in my notes. Professor Ildren Voss. Yeah.
And just to try to recap, like, what did Varys say about the professor and his role? Just he was a part of the team, or he was just someone who
Basically, that he hated Varish and
One
that.
sec, I'm getting raided.
Okay. Basically, Varish said that the professor basically hated him and was always trying to downplay his work.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's not that he was part of the project, but he was just a possible candidate
He
for
didn't-
sabotage.
He didn't mention it. Now, if he was or wasn't, he didn't specifically say that he was part of the project or not.
Okay. So I guess it's gonna upon hearing, putting the pieces together, and just be like, because Kethis' player isn't in a position to write down names or
I
notes
know.
right
I
now.
know. That's why I reminded you.
Kethis is gonna say, yeah, Nim, that sounds like a great idea, right? Yeah,
Osho got raided.
Yeah, I know, but that's what.
Yeah. You can keep going.
I'm not sure how much the racist elf lady wants to hear from these non-elves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem, but we can deal.
Look, if we thought, damn, having a dislike for short people was bad, but woo, maybe it gets maybe it's like as you grow older type thing. So like it starts with short people, and then it becomes to like short like to dwarves, and then it just goes to like medium size, and kind of really just all creatures that are elves.
Racism aged like a fine wine.
Oh, wow. I mean,
Yeah.
high elves in this world are, they're basically world nobles.
And then you get to when you start being like, okay, now it's not just elves, now it's these elves aren't good either.
Oh yeah.
These high elves, these specific high elves. Oh, you want to trust someone from that family? That's
Yeah, but so basically you're nudging Nim to
take one for the team.
take one for the team and talk about meeting the husband, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of saying, yeah, that's right.
You're breaking up, RB. Oh no.
All right, he's just saying. Keth is just saying that he's telling them that sounds.
Oh no, he got cut off mid sentence.
He's telling
just
them.
saying-
He's telling them, and just got cut off.
Better? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Yeah, he's just telling.
Hello, Alpha Chand.
Hello.
Yeah. So Kath, by the way, Nim, Kath is actually saying something to Nim, so you came at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hey, yeah, meeting him sounds like a great idea, right, Nim?
Right, of course.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, like Yeah.
Oh, well, how about this, Nim? How about you stop by our mansion and we can have some tea together?
I would love to.
You can bring your little
Nim says with the
friends.
most fake smile ever.
You can bring your little friends. They can play in the garden while we, do civilized things.
That sounds perfect, thank you.
Yes, the dogs are gonna love them. Anyway,
Well, as Deb's bodyguards, we'd much prefer to be able to keep a close eye on her at all times.
Nim shoots them. Nim shoots them like don't worry about it. Kind of.
wonderful. Nim, just ask my secretary, and she snaps her fingers, and you see a wood elf approach, all dressed up in a suit. Just ask my secretary will give you the directions to my mansion. I hope to see you there later tonight for tea. Later this evening for tea.
Of course.
Wonderful. It's always wonderful to see Laura Karen. Good day, Nim. And she turns around and starts just leaving as the assistant gives you a piece of paper with the address to the mansion and to be there at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that, with daylight savings time in effect, or?
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. But yeah, so basically, she leaves, leaving all four of you alone.
It's good company you
Yep.
keep,
Nim
Nim.
visibly exhales as soon as she leaves.
You did good, Nim. That,
I hate
that's
her.
not easy.
I've only known her for like
Well-
10 minutes, and I also hate her, so yeah.
Yeah.
Look, here's what I'm thinking. If she just wants to see me and she's going to leave you all to your own devices in the garden or whatever, perfect. That means that you can all do whatever you want to find out whatever you want. And I can try and find out whatever I want by, talking to them. Because they probably won't give us a lot of information just by telling, Like, I doubt they're going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're the ones who, caused this incident and we covered it up. I mean, they might,
True.
but,
Maybe
You
get
know.
them drunk enough.
you might need to dig around.
True.
That is true. Although, they do kind of seem, arrogant enough to openly brag about it, but
They might,
but you're right.
but
That
better to
give
cover
us
our
that would
bases.
give us some options.
I'll see what I can do to
Um,
convince them to do that.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that gives us one person for tonight. So maybe we could figure out how to get to talk to the master engineer while we're here, and then as well as get maybe details on the other exiled engineer. Then we could maybe even hit up all three people. That would be best.
I will cut to the chase because we need to end. But I will cut to the chase. If you talk to the secretary, at the front desk basically, and they tell you that the master engineer is not available for appointments right now. He is busy with his research and cannot be disturbed.
Sounds like I'm sneaking in through the window.
Where does this research
Good old
take
window.
place?
That is not information
the
that can be
wall.
given. Good day.
And
All right, so let's just say, because we need to end, let's just say you walk out of the rectorate with a few hours before having to meet Vanessa Voss and the professor and her husband. So next session,
Joy.
yes. So next session, you'll have some time to do whatever you need before we get to the tea party. But yeah, this is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Thank you for the session, master.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for episode
Thank,
1.
thank you for the player torture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lots of player torture here, actually.
Ugh.
Yep. Oh, sure.
Ferdinand
You-
and Chelsea, y'all are next.
Yeah. Oh, sure. You decided to pick the most racist race out of all of them.
Wait,
Everyone-
that doesn't mean the Nim is.
Nimbus,
Yeah,
And
you're one of the good
picked-
ones.
And you
Nib-
picked a noble. You
Yeah.
picked a noble that went.
you picked a world noble, but one of the good ones, but a world noble.
The world dragon, a celestial.
Yeah, celestial dragon.
Yeah. While you're gone, we said, hey, at least Nib only dislikes short people, not all people.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's not true. She just dislikes the.
It's a slippery slope.
s-
When you're older, you'll learn to be
Anyway.
appropriately racist.
Anyway, Nim's not
For
racist.
his
Nim is not going to be racist. But yes. So, anyway, thank you for joining me. And next session will be hopefully getting this tea party going and continue this investigation and hopefully
Yeah.
recruit the lizard man. I know some of you have to go, so I'm gonna go find someone to raid. And
Mhm.
Oshio, have a good rest of your stream.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, she's gone. RB, I know you're driving, so have safe travels.
Yep. I'm gonna get back to focusing on that. I'm almost done with my drive, so
Yay!
this is perfect timing.
Nice.
Yay.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
All right, bye.
Bye. And
Goodbye.
Finally, my other two players, who I know you don't have to go immediately, I think, but I'm gonna be raiding anyway. So, but
Yeah.
thank you so much to both of you for joining me. You're all
Thank
wonderful
you.
people.
Thank you for running.
Yeah, and next session we'll continue the story.
Yeah.
Let's go raid Galaxy Fest. Our friends at Galaxy Fest, we love to raid them. They have some amazing D&D games, and they're not VTubers. They're not filthy VTubers, like certain people. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.